thought is, you know,
moving his cows.
people have old cultivars.
Doesn't take much to entice them to go through. They're all happy and excited.
You know?
Well, yeah, they love Brad.
I haven't tried it.
It's their favorite man.
They would pick up the cracks between them.
And our favorite pieces of machenery.
That's cool.
The other problem is, can you take a piece of angle iron, bend that, mold
Look at the little calves way behind Dad.
So
Here come the stragglers.
They just running along going.
Oh, not a very good videotaper here. Oh, he's got one noisy one. He's got to tell everybody about it. That's our old beauty cow.
You and the calves.
She's one of our first cows that we got from Brad's dad. We had 2 cows that started the herd.
Look at that. I don't know whether it's tail.
Come on, buddy, hurry up. We're going to be late for supper. They're getting all shiny.
They're all starting to munch.
They know the routine. It don't take much.
That's a fact. And actually, in the perfect world, whenever we seeded something down, we would
He's
be
just advancing the fence.
at least 2 to 3 legumes
Oops.
and 4 to 5 species of grasses, because each different species is host for different soil critter things in that root biosphere.
And you get some symbiosis then.
Yep. So the more going away from monoculture, the more mixed culture you have.
Just pigtail stepping posts. That's all we use.
But we've got mental barriers because.
And usually an extension cord reel hanging it up there.
When you never seeded.
We got the neighbors' cows up there really want that fresh grass too, but their pasture's mowed right down. These girls are lucky. Look at that.
I also lived through the pendulum swing of get rid of the grasses, get rid of the grasses. It's got to be straight alfalfa. Now the pendulum's swinging back. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, there was lots and lots of cover crops that were in use. And then industry went away from them. Now our soil's in such tough shape, the only way to get our soil back is through management and taking care of it.
I had a gentleman yesterday at his place.
For starving babies.
And he basically went in there with a brassica and a winter grain mix. And he put the cows in there, and the brassicas were up, you know, yay tall. And he said he was using lambs, but he said this is his best crop of lambs. He said the ewes were as fatter than fat going into the fall after grazing off those brassicas in that winter annual this year compared to any other years in the last 5 years that he's ever been in. So he's playing around with toying with the idea now. Okay, the brassicas did one thing, like Mary said, can we get into more of a multi-species, brassicas, clovers, you know, stuff of that nature, and see how we can start increasing our ewe reproductive health that way. Can we do the same thing with our cows? You know, can we start interseeding some brassicas in with our pasture mixes, or, you know, frost seeding some of our brassicas, letting the cows come in there and graze them off from a frost seeding standpoint on our first grazing pass or second grazing pass, maybe increasing the forage diversity that way. You know, small enough they can frost seed and go from there. Kind of very similar to clover. So, ideas. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of playing around with it and see what's going to work and what doesn't work. You guys have been around and done stuff longer than I have. Has anyone played around with stuff like that? Or thought of doing something like that?
I thought about it this year. And there was I forget the name of the seed company. There's a seed company that has a cover crop calculator that you plug in what your main objective is, if it's for forage or water infiltration.
There's a couple different websites out there. Cover Crop Solutions.
Greencovercrop.com.
That's the one I saw.
Greencovercrop.com down in Missouri is the one that will punch out the recommendation for you.
That
was pretty cool.
Midwest Cover Crop Council's got another one too. I mean, you can put in your objectives.
And I have my hay. I never make my hay in June. I always wait, because I don't make baleage. I just wait till it gets ripe. So I got ripe clover seed and brome and timothy and everything that's out there. I've got ripe seed in the hay, so when I feed the hay, I get the seed. So on the new land, I'm just going to feed hay from the old land up there to get all those. But I still want, there's nothing green there but dandelions now, so I planted some peas and oats so that I'm not going to feed them hay all summer. They got to have some green stuff. So hopefully that'll, when that gets up here a ways, then I can bring a few animals up there and feed them hay and grass at the same time.
The neighbors.
And rotate them around so
like.
that spread that seed for me.
Now, are you worried at all, percentage-wise, with bloat on your peas, or no? In the grazing state, they'll take them off.
I guess maybe I don't know enough to be worried, but. And like I say too, they'll be getting, I'm gonna give them a little patch, and then they'll have hay. When they eat that patch, then they can eat hay, and then they can give them a little patch, so they'll be getting a mixture of hay. They won't be getting all peas or,
Right.
all fresh green.
Yeah, I don't think that would. I haven't read much on bloat on peas, but I would assume it would have to be in perfect conditions on an empty room, and you know the drill.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, fill us in. What's going on out here now?
Well, in this field, I'm just basically strip grazing it without a back wire. As soon as this is grazed off, this is going to plant into corn for silage. So I'm not worried about them going back and re-eating anything, because let them have it. If they kill the grass, that's less Roundup I got to buy.
Right.
But,
It could be a strategy, you could make them regraze it several times if you're wanting to kill the sod off.
So basically, I'm just once or twice a day come out and move it this far. I mean, what was that, 5 minutes? I fed them for 12 hours or longer. I mean, really that one move could probably do them for the day. Being there is enough back here they need to clean up yet. So, but normally I don't. Normally I have 2-3 paddocks set up ahead and then one behind. So that one little piece of poly wire doesn't take much for one to go through. That way I have security front and back. But and we do haul water out. Last year when you guys were out here, there was a fence right there between that rye and this field, and there was a fence here. Well, I kind of redid my fencing last fall and this spring to follow more of the key line design, follow the bottom of that hill, and then go that way, and then utilize the woods. And that has always been part of the field, but it washes if you work it up. So we'll put it in a pasture and call it good. So normally they're on an allotted size paddock for the day. But right now, I'm trying to get this off.
Listen to 'em.
Planting corn. And being a silage corn, it can be a little bit later. It doesn't have to be mature, totally mature corn when we chop it, but this is where I outwintered.
There's Oreo.
So this,
Brownie.
I think this doesn't look very good because
Bianca.
between the cows and the skid loader going back and forth across all winter, I think the frost
Beauties.
got deep, and then it took a long time for this to get growing this spring. But this is still 2 weeks worth of forage before I put it in corn silage, which is going to let pastures grow more before then. And you guys were talking about cutting your hay later. I've always been, oh boy, when the big boys are going, we gotta go, This year, I'm gonna do it 4th of July. I'm gonna wait till everything has a seed head on it. I'm gonna mow it down. I'm gonna hope the hay vine knocks all the seed back to the ground, bale it up, and hopefully it comes back thick around its own. I'm feeding beef cows. I'm not feeding Holsteins that are 1,500 pounds producing 120 pounds a day. So.
Well, and I think you'll be surprised. You're going to get a lot of tonnage.
Yep.
Your beef cows are going to perform very well on it. Plus, you've also really given that plant an opportunity to expand its root mass down into the
Get his lunch.
profile. And you're going to probably be able to take a second crop late, or have your self-propelled take a second crop and maybe even a third crop, depending, of course, on the weather conditions that we get after July.
Well, another thing I do along that line is, even though I make my hay late, I like to get the cows on some of the hay early like this and set it back so it's not all ready all at the same time either.
And I might experiment with that. I'm doing baby steps here. Trying something different every year, and that may be the case later.
Plus, I don't feed grain or do it, so I need something green for them to get onto in the spring.
No.
So I give them some of that hay early on to get them going and get them back off so that it comes back. It hardly knows it got grazed.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, for what they're eating, look at 33 right there. I mean, she's got a nice full udder right now.
Yeah.
She's dripping milk. She's dripping milk right now.
She's dripping milk right now.
Do you wean your calves at all, or you just leave them with them?
Yes, I wean them in October.
Okay.
In October, I run everybody through the field, I separate the calves out. And if there's steers out here, I would separate them 3 ways. Cows back with pasture, calves to one lot, and steers to another lot. And I'm talking yearling versus newborn. This year's calves and last year's calves. And that's the way I have it set up at home. There's basically 3 lots. But the cows, this is where they all wintered. So
We don't do a lot of insecticide on them. We are going to try something that we saw on YouTube. A guy, organic farmer, makes these barrels, these fly barrels, where it's like a big giant fly trap, the stinky stuff in it. And we're just going to move it with our water. And then we're going to put one by the pigs and one by the horse and just give it a whirl and see how it goes. Because it seemed like for his that it worked. You know, we got a guy downtown in Colfax that sells them for like $10 a barrel. They're those dark blue barrels. And, you know, if you have to paint them black, you can paint them black. But
otherwise, I use diatomaceous earth.
yeah.
We've been trying to get away from. I mean, we all know Chuck Floodquist. Okay, to me, he's kind of a god because he's the first one known doing rotational grazing and anything else. Well, he doesn't use pesticides. You know, when I worked for him, he said this doesn't use anything for worms or nothing, you know, because of the dung beetles. Well, the more you get into your own farm and you get to be a geek of, I want this thing to do the best it can do. I don't want to kill the dung beetles. I don't want to kill the worms. You don't use pesticides. What do? Start looking stuff up on YouTube or wherever else surfing the web. Diatomaceous earth.
How do you use it?
I take a 50-pound bag of diatomaceous earth. I take half of it and mix it with a 50-pound bag of Crossroads cattle mineral. That's where I buy it from. This is their brand cattle mineral. Take about 25 pounds of diatomaceous earth and a 50-pound bag of that and mix it together. And you see that blue barrel back by the scratcher?
Yeah.
I have oval cut in there. I have a white salt block in there, and then I mix the other stuff and I pour it on the white salt block, and they can have whatever they want. And now when the cows come out here, I have another barrel that I move with the cows right alongside their water. And then I move the water and the mineral to different spots every time they come through, so it's not in the same spot every time. And then I haul water out with that, I call it the water buggy, but it's that running gear that has that 300-gallon tank on it. I pull that behind the gator to haul water out here to the cows. And then I just bring a 300-gallon tank with the cows. I've always had a lane in the past, so the cows could always come back. And you see where the lane was last year. There was a lane here and there was a lane dividing that. Well, all it does is creates dead spots. Now I've just been locking the cows out.
Old lane right there.
If worse comes to worse, if something's chasing them and they want to go back home, that poly wire ain't stopping them. They know how to get back home, so I'm really not too worried about the predator part of it anymore. I have seen 3 different bear go through, and being I'm only 2-strand perimeter, they go through, right? Don't bother nothing. They might break an insulator once in a while, but usually don't do that. I don't think I've had a broken insulator from a deer, bear, or anything else in 2 years. You know, they go right through it. And currently I'm not powering the bottom strand on anything. I'm just powering the top strand, basically because I run my juice all the way around. It runs back to the cow lot, and then I can go from the horse barn right out to the end of it, put the tester on there. All right, I'm reading 10,000 volts instead of having to come way out here somewhere. So I know that's the end of the line. That's where I tested at.
You talk about some of the other things that you're going to be doing this year with the fence, like we doing the marking of the fence.
Oh, John's not here. I don't know if I was.
Well, John's doing another dig, so why don't we kind of migrate and we can talk more about that out by John, where we're looking at more roots.
So mostly on my fencing here, if anybody's curious, it's 2 strands, except for right there. There's 4 strands between us, just because there's going to be probably a bowl on both sides. This year it's not, because he wants my bowl when I'm done. But next year there could be.
Those are the
bowl on
neighbor's
each side,
cows.
and
So there's 4 strands over
the last thing I
there.
want to do is dink around with the bowl.
And now those 4
Just
animals
redid that
up there
fence.
are the
Previous
neighbors?
YouTube video.
3 more coming.
Okay.
So that's the only place I have 4 strands. Everywhere else is just 2, and a lot of this is 1. There's 2 here because this was part of lane before, and I thought I had to have lane, and and I'm trying to go everything gateless. And when I say that, I just drop the wire to the ground, drive over it. Put an insulator down close to the bottom, you know.
So it holds it down?
Yeah, just I'll just put an insulator down here, drop the wire down underneath it in 2 spots and drive over it. That way I'm gateless, I don't have any breaks in the wire anywhere. There's nothing to lose, you know, voltage or anything going down, so that's the way I have it set up, and it works good. And the more, obviously it's a 200-mile fencer, but the more wire you put on it, the more it's going to pull it down, powered. So, and right now it's hot. I mean, it'll throw a 1/4 inch to 3/8 long arc when you short it out. So, it has a bite to it.
It's a defibrillator.
Have you got it? Have you felt it yet, Brad? Yes, and I thought I was going to the hospital.